Hey everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to another YouTube video. And it has been so long since I have done a YouTube video in general, and since I have done one of these sit down videos where I have been in front of the camera and I've talked to you guys. I mean, it has been really long. I'm not sure how long it's been. Feels good to be back. Just real quick before we dive into the video, I'm going to start uploading regularly now again, like once a week, twice a week, around that range. Christmas came around with the holidays, and then I got my new desk set up and I had to get everything finished and all the, everything organized. I might slide a picture up here on screen. Extremely blessed. I'm excited, and this year is going to be my year for YouTube, and I'm glad to have you guys along the journey, and thank you for supporting me. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as you guys can see by the title, I am reacting to my preseason NFL teams win record guesses. If that's even how you put it, I'm not even too sure. But if you watched my previous video, I predicted the NFL team win record for the season, and I was right on a lot of them and I was wrong on a lot of them. I have this graphic I'm going to put on screen of all the teams, of the guesses the categories I put them in that you guys can see here on screen, what they actually got, and then if I was right or wrong. And then I'm also going to have a little bit of reasons here. Okay, so really quickly, I'm just going to throw up the graphic first. So boom, there you go. And as you guys can see, I was 11 for 31, so not too bad. One thing you can see is the Seahawks I just completely missed out on the Seahawks. I don't know what happened. The logo just wasn't there, and I didn't do the Seahawks. So 11 for 31. So yeah, starting off on the list, it's going from the most wins to the least amount. So starting off with the Kansas City Chiefs, we're just going to go down the list. I had the Chiefs going from 14 to 17 wins, and I got it right at 14 wins, so no surprise there. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, I had actually put them in the 8 to 10 range, and they ended up getting 14 wins. I did not really take into consideration. Well, I mean, I don't think anybody expected this, to be honest, but I'm kind of proud of myself that I had them at 10 to 14 wins. Yes, I was wrong. I admit that I was wrong. I'm kind of glad I had them that high, I'm not gonna lie, but with that week of the division and everything taken into account, but as we can all agree, the Eagles definitely did surprise us. Jalen Hurts definitely did prove me wrong. He had a fantastic year. He's in the run for the MVP candidate, or MVP conversation, I should say. I don't think he's gonna win the MVP. I think they might give it to him, but I think my personal MVP, I think it's Patrick Mahomes. I think he does win that. But anyways, moving on to the Buffalo Bills. No surprise here, 13 wins. We can move on to the next one. San Fran. Now, I'm not sure what I said in my previous video when I was talking about San Francisco. I think Trey Lance was already predetermined to be the quarterback, which is why I put them at 8 to 10. Because Jimmy G wasn't even playing. He wasn't even on the practice field with them. So, but yeah, I don't think anybody could have predicted them doing as well as they did, especially with a rookie and Brock Purdy coming in, doing an absolutely fantastic job. So yeah, I was wrong in that one as well. We'll get to a little bit of the excuse ones that I have down the line. Actually, the next one, moving on to the Minnesota Vikings, I predicted them in the 8 to 10 win range. I think on the lower side of 8 to 10 wins, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. Something that they really struggled with last season was closing out those games and winning the close games. I don't remember what it was. I'll throw the stat up here. Their record was really bad in one possession games, but then this year their record is really good in one possession games. Now, yes, their point differential is negative this season, and they do have your winning record somehow. I would say it's still pretty good guess. Again, I was wrong. But yeah, moving on to my boy Joe Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengals. Woo, woo, woo. Anyways, moving on to the Cincinnati Bengals, I put them in 8 to 10. They got 12 wins. I was wrong again, but it's not one to be mad about. It's not one to be mad about. Anyways, moving on to the Dallas Cowboys. They always do really well in the regular season. Granted, Dak Prescott did get hurt. Cooper Rush did a great job at winning these games and putting them on the win markers. But yeah, I always expect the Cowboys to do good in the regular season, and then the postseason not win. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I just said that. But then lose in the first round of the playoffs. Shout out my boy Chris if you're watching. Sorry to say that, but facts are facts, and you can't go against that. But got them right. Moving on to the Chargers, 8 to 10 wins. Got them right as well. Nothing to really say about that. Now moving on to the Baltimore Ravens. Now the Baltimore Ravens, I I almost wanted to mark it green, but I'm not. Lamar Jackson did get injured, and they were at, I think, 8 or 9 wins, and then he got hurt, and then they didn't really manage to win that many games when in his absence. So I want to mark that one right. If Lamar doesn't get hurt, I know that one's right for a fact. But Lamar got hurt, and I was one win off. But yeah, that was a close one. So yeah, I'm just gonna move on to the next one, the New York Giants. Now, I previously made a YouTube short. It was either a YouTube short, no, it was actual a YouTube video that I made talking about the New York Giants, and I had clipped myself talking about how the Giants were going to be garbage. I put them in the 47 win category, said they weren't going to be anything, and at that time they were 6-1. So they were 6-1 in their first 7 games, and then the last 8 games they were 3-7-1 or something horrible. So they almost stayed in that 47 win category. But what can I say? The Giants really did make a step this season. They have proven me wrong. Still a little questionable on Daniel Jones, but Brian Dable, what's their offensive coordinator's name? Mike Kafka. They did a great job of getting this team behind them and winning games. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So shout out to the Giants. I know I got a couple of Giants fans probably watching, but yeah. Moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was extremely wrong about them. I did not think they were going to be good. Did not think Trevor Lawrence was going to be good, but Doug Peterson really rallied this team and found a way to win games, especially that Dallas game, which is absolutely crazy game, down 14 going into the 4th, and then they managed coming back and winning that pick 6 in overtime. But they are hosting a playoff game. Yes, you heard that. The Jacksonville Jags are hosting a playoff game, but I was wrong on that one as well, by a long shot, because I don't think anybody expected them to have this type of season that they had. So yeah, moving on to the next one is the Miami Dolphins. I'm just going to say it on record. I'm a Dolphins fan again. I don't know if you guys know. Tua's just not it. I'm sorry. Tua is not that guy. We went on a big losing streak, and that all falls on Mike McDaniel. So yeah, I don't really know what to say. I was a couple wins off. Somewhere in the video I explained, I was like, oh, I hope we could have won a couple other games, but it is what it is, and I was wrong. Now moving on to the Detroit Lions, I am going to assume everybody that is an NFL fan is a fan of the Detroit Lions because of what they have accomplished this season. I couldn't be more excited to be wrong about this team. Jared Goff and Dan Campbell and Jameson Williams, I believe that's what his name is. They're the future, and I can't wait to see what they do next season. I was wrong on them, but yeah, moving on to the Steelers. Right on that one, don't really have much to say. Washington Commanders, I was right on that one, don't have much to say. Yeah, the Bucks. What happened with the Bucks? Todd Bowles is garbage. I expect him to be gone by this season. Bruce Arians, he needed to back out of retirement. But yeah, I was extreme. I don't think anybody saw this coming on with the Bucks. Only winning 8 games, having a losing record. Definitely didn't see that one coming. Moving on to the Patriots, 8 wins. Don't got much to say. But the Packers, again, what happened? What happened with them? Devontae Adams really screwed the pooch on this one and affecting how many wins they got. And Aaron Rodgers is missing the playoffs. And Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady both have a losing record. Kind of weird to say, but they do. So moving on to the New York Jets. Those Jets, they stink. Moving on to the Titans, they ended the year on a 7-game losing streak. They were 7-3 at one point. 7-3. All they had to do was get one more win for me to be right, but they couldn't find a way to do it. So the Panthers, I was high on. I'm not gonna lie. I could see them going like 9-8, 10-7, but they screwed the pooch. I was still close, but I was wrong. Cleveland Browns, don't really have much to say about. The Saints, I saw that coming. I'm just going to say that. And then we also have the Falcons. Saw that coming as well. The Raiders, this was my surprise team of the year. I thought the Raiders were going to be amazing with Devontae Adams and Mike McDaniels as their new head coach, but they just absolutely found new ways to lose games, just blowing leads left and right. And yeah, I don't know what to say. I was extremely stunned at how bad they did. Derek Carr, see ya, he's out of there. And great guy, I love him to death, but why did I say love him to death? I don't even know him like that. I love him as a player and as a man. He's a very Christian, nice man, everything like that. But moving on to the Broncos. Now, I can confidently say this was the biggest surprise that nobody saw coming. You get Russell Wilson in, you have all those weapons on offense. You have the #1 defense in the NFL. Yeah, but we just don't know what happened. I mean, like, honestly, how did this team win 5 games? 5 games. But Nathaniel Hackett had to go. He's going to go. And I want to see Sean Payton as a head coach on this team. I think they would do really well. I think that would really complement Russell Wilson. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the Broncos besides it was just their offense, you know. Their offense really screwed them over. Their defense was the best in the NFL this year. Well, not the best, but one of the best defenses. At one point, they were the best defense in the NFL, and their offense was the worst offense in the NFL. So yeah, man. And the Los Angeles Rams, injuries just really screwed this team. From Super Bowl champs to one of the first teams eliminated from the playoffs. But this is the definition of a team getting screwed by injuries, you know. So yeah, moving on to the Colts. Don't got much to say. They're trash. Cardinals, I predicted 11-13, but I'm pretty sure I said if Kyler Murray has a breakout year. So, but I mean, either way, they still play like trash. Only got 4 wins. Just fired Cliff Kingsbury this morning. So, looking for another head coach. JJ Watt is retired, so not really too sure how they're going to do next season. Yeah, Houston Texans saw that coming, and then Chicago Bears saw that coming as well. You know, I feel like, you know, they both got 3 wins. I had them in the 4-7 category. You know, I should get a mark for that. But, you know, whatever. But personally, I feel good about these. How about my guesses? I think I did 50% right, you know, considering the Houston, the Bears, the Titans as well, and then the Ravens. If you add those 4 to my list, I'm 15 out of 31. Now, granted, it is injuries, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments of either my takes, what you thought of the regular season, if you were surprised or not, what you think will happen in the offseason. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the love and support. 2023 is going to be our year. Thank you guys so much for being, you know, a part of my family. And I'll see you guys next video. Peace.